When the video starts, Walter Scott is turning and running away from the officer. 8 shots, and 4 seconds later, the 50-year-old man falls to the ground at least 25 feet away, pronounced dead at the scene a little later. As Scott's body lays on the ground, Officer Slager is heard yelling, "Put your hands behind your back." Immediately after the deadly shooting this past Saturday in the South Carolina town of North Charleston, Officer Michael Slager said there was a scuffle over his taser and that he felt threatened. Another officer says in a police report, Officer Slager advised that he deployed his taser and request for backup units, and then seconds later, the officer says Slager says over the radio, "Shots fired and the subject is down. He took my taser." At the beginning of the video, you can see 2 dark objects fall to the ground around Officer Slager. It's not clear if this is part of his taser, but Officer Slager goes back to that spot and picks the object up. And then a little later, you see Officer Slager drop what could be his taser on the ground next to Walter Scott's body. Then moments later, the officer picks up what he earlier dropped to the ground. Michael Slager has been charged with murder by the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division. He's a 5-year veteran of the police department. His lawyer telling local news media after the shooting that Officer Slager believed he followed all the proper procedures of the North Charleston Police Department. That lawyer now no longer represents the officer. But North Charleston's mayor says Officer Slager made a bad decision.
When you're wrong, you're wrong. And if you make a bad decision, don't care if you're behind the shield or just a citizen on the street, you have to live by that decision. And so we as a city want the family to know that our hearts and our thoughts are with them.
North Charleston police also say that after the shooting, police officers provided CPR and first aid to Walter Scott. But several minutes pass on this video, and no officers are seen providing first aid, even as ambulance sirens are heard in the distance. Even Officer Slager's boss, the department's police chief, says murder charges are appropriate in this shooting.
The investigation revealed what it revealed, and we are obligated to do what the law dictates. If the investigation so revealed that, and it appears that through this videotape, that's where it fell.